involves mysticism, fear, and the state's attempt to control information. This is the story of Helen Duncan, a middle-aged Scottish medium, arrested not for espionage or treason, but for practicing witchcraft under a law dating back to 1735. Helen Duncan's case highlights an extraordinary collision between the rational and the mystical, the modern and the archaic, national security and spiritualism. At a time when Britain was fighting for survival, the government resurrected an ancient witchcraft act to silence a woman whose revelations were seen as a threat. This story is much more than an isolated legal case. It embodies the tension between scientific materialism and esoteric traditions during one of the most turbulent times in British history. In this first part, we explore the setting and outline the key themes of this tale: fear, secrecy, and the uncanny intersection of war and the supernatural around her. These were not merely tricks, but genuine mediumistic talents that allowed her to predict events and communicate with the deceased, qualities she nurtured in the burgeoning spiritualist movement of early 20th century Britain. Arthur Conan Doyle, famous for Sherlock Holmes and a passionate spiritualist himself, once described mediumship as a natural gift that could only be developed, not acquired. Helen exemplified this belief. Her life was marked by hardship, especially during the interwar period. In the mid-1920s, she began hosting séances in her home, initially for friends and family, where she produced ectoplasm, a mysterious substance that seemed to materialize spirits. Despite accusations of fraud and legal troubles in the 1930s, Helen's determination only grew stronger. This section delves into the background of Helen Duncan, the nature of her abilities, and the cultural context of spiritualism in Britain, helping us understand the foundation on which her later, more controversial activities were built, swallowed and regurgitated to deceive the audience. The line between genuine supernatural phenomena and trickery is notoriously thin in mediumship, a fact acknowledged even by esoteric philosophers like Colin Wilson. Authentic mediums might resort to deception when their powers fail, yet this does not invalidate all their manifestations. Helen's loyal followers, including prominent figures like journalist Hannah Swaffer, defended her integrity, insisting some phenomena were inexplicable. Her first legal conviction for fraud in 1933 did not end her career. Instead, it reinforced her resolve to continue her work. This part examines the skepticism and controversy surrounding Helen Duncan's abilities, presenting both the accusations and defenses that shaped public perception. Helen's séances in naval cities like Portsmouth became especially popular, as families sought news of sailors and soldiers missing in action. In November 1941, a séance produced a spirit from the HMS Barham, revealing details of the ship's sinking, a secret military event, still officially undisclosed. Such revelations alarmed the authorities. How could a working-class medium, with no military connections, know classified information? MI5 began monitoring Helen, suspecting a security breach, yet no evidence of espionage emerged. This part focuses on how the pressures of war elevated Helen's mediumship from a spiritual curiosity to a matter of national security, highlighting the tension between public hope and governmental secrecy. This medieval statute exposed the desperation of authorities confronting a phenomenon they could neither understand nor control. Helen Duncan became the last person in England to be prosecuted for witchcraft. This section explores the government's rationale and tactics in dealing with Helen, the legal background of the Witchcraft Act, and the atmosphere leading to her arrest. The use of egg whites and gauze to simulate ectoplasm. The court avoided addressing the national security implications directly, though it was widely speculated the government's true fear lay in Helen's seemingly impossible access to secret military information. This part provides an in-depth look at the trial proceedings, key testimonies, and the philosophical questions raised by the case, and its replacement by the Fraudulent Mediums Act in 1951. Which more clearly distinguished between fraud and genuine spiritual practice. Helen's story became symbolic of the clash between rationalism and spirituality, and her case remains a powerful example of how fear of the unknown can revive archaic laws. This section reflects on the impact of the trial and the evolution of laws governing spiritualism in Britain. In this final part, we explore the esoteric and philosophical implications of her story, and how it continues to inspire research and debate decades after her death. Her life remains a testament to the enduring mystery of human consciousness and the complex interplay between belief, knowledge, and power.